Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to go over the pros versus the cons of living in the mitten/Michigan. So make sure you stay tuned. I came from the mud. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Kevin Irwin. I'm a local real estate agent here in the West Michigan area. If this is your very first time to my channel, I go over anything and everything that has to do with living and thriving here in the Michigan area. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I put a video out. You know what? I do like making these videos, but I love helping you relocate to Michigan way more. So do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can even send a pigeon carrier. Whatever you have to do, I have your back when it comes to making a move here in West Michigan. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into the pros versus the cons of living here in Michigan. So we're going to do this back and forth. Pro, con. There are 7 pros and there are 7 cons. So we got quite a few to go through, so buckle up. Let's go. The very first pro of living here in Michigan is Michigan's natural beauty. If you've never been to Michigan before, it is absolutely stunning. From other people that I've helped relocate here, they constantly talk about how green it is here. You know, you guys that are living in those states that are all brown, kind of like the desert. Anyways, it is very green here in Michigan, and that is something that we have grown accustomed to here, but folks that are moving here don't really realize quite how green it is until they get here. That is because our Lake Michigan lakes provide us with plenty of rain throughout the year. We do have our droughts every now and then, but for the most part, Michigan keeps up with its water, and that is why it is so green here. You've got plenty of things to do when it comes to checking out nature with trails, you know, going to Sleeping Bear Dunes, going up into the Upper Peninsula, Tonquama Falls. It's crazy gorgeous up there. In other videos, we will dive deeper into that. Well, along with that beauty comes our first con, and that is Michigan's harsh winters. I am sure if you're researching Michigan, that's probably one of the #1 things up in your head right now. How are the Michigan winters? Well, they can be quite harsh. I remember growing up, because I was born and raised here in Michigan, and remembering times where we were snowed in for 2 weeks. Now, it seems to be that the climate has definitely shifted as far as, you know, the Michigan winters aren't quite as bad as I remember, but maybe that's just because the last couple years we've had an El Nino, and now this year we're going to get El Nino. So, or it's the vice versa, whichever one it is. We're going to have a more wet winter this year, so we'll see what this winter brings as far as snow. Now, Michigan also has lake effect snow that we have to watch out for, and that is something that's unique to Michigan. And there's areas where we call a snow belt that get a ton of snow. I'm talking anywhere from 70 to 100 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. So the second pro is the affordability here. Now, this one by far is a reason why a lot of people are choosing to relocate to Michigan, is because we are one of the more affordable states in the country. Now, make sure you get here soon, because I feel like Michigan is the best kept secret in the Midwest. I think people are starting to figure that out because I'm helping a lot of folks move here. Con number 2, economic issues. If you know anything about Michigan, you know that Detroit, Flint, some of these other major cities here in Michigan have had quite a few economic downturns. Now, we are seeing some resurgence in different parts of Detroit, and it is coming back on the map. So if you're looking to move to Detroit, just know that it is coming back. So that means that whatever house you buy over there realistically should be going up in value. So that is something to think about. Over here on the west side, however, where I'm from, in West Michigan, we have seen quite a long run of really good years here in West Michigan. There's plenty of jobs to choose from. There's plenty of growth opportunities coming up. Of course, Michigan with road construction, that is always a thing because Michigan roads are terrible. That's a different con. We'll talk about that later. But you can look forward to lots of different construction projects. There's a lot of housing being built. So if you're in the construction industry, you know, West Michigan has the Medical Mile in Grand Rapids. So there's plenty of jobs there. We'll talk more about that coming up in this list. The third pro of living in Michigan is the recreational activities. This is one of the things I love the most about Michigan, because Michigan has 11,000 inland lakes, not including our big lakes that surround Michigan. but it has a ton of lake life activities. There's tons of hiking opportunities. You've got Manistee National Forest. You can go up there and ride your Jeep around or your quad or your dirt bike. And there's parks galore everywhere. Now, that is part of that Michigan natural beauty that we like to show off. Therefore, there's a lot of stuff to do when it comes to activities here in Michigan. Con number 4, and this one could be a con or it could be a pro, it depends on who you are. Because a lot of people that are relocating here, one of the number one reasons why they're relocating here is because we have the 4 seasons. So they do change. We have the best of summer, we have the worst of summer, we have the best of spring, we have the worst of spring, we have the best of fall, the worst of fall, and the best of winter and the worst of winter. So it's constantly changing our weather patterns here in Michigan. So if you're somebody that doesn't like that, that could be considered a con of Michigan. Pro number 4 is Michigan is a cultural hub. You've got Grand Rapids, you've got Detroit, which has a lot of different things to do when it comes to cultural stuff. You've got lots of museums, art festivals. Art Prize in Grand Rapids is a huge draw for people. You've got different music venues. Grand Rapids has the Van Andel Arena to see huge concerts. A lot of big stars come to Van Andel. So there's plenty of stuff to do if you're looking for that cultural element. Pro number 5, Michigan has a lot of areas that are very remote, especially the further north of Grand Rapids you get. Kind of that middle to lower half of Michigan is pretty populated, but you get up into the northern lower peninsula and definitely in the upper peninsula, and it can get very remote. You're going to have a hard time with internet unless you're getting Starlink, because that looks like those kind of internets are allowing more people to go out, I guess, in the boonies, like we like to call it, or out into the sticks. But there's going to be a lot of areas. So that could be considered a con if you're looking for more affordable housing. And I'm talking like, down into the $200,000 range. And that's something that you're looking for. You might have to go further out and further north in order to get those kind of properties if you're going to want to be on any type of acreage. So just keep that in mind. Pro number 5, this is for all you history buffs. Michigan has a long history of historical significance, with the automotive industry being over in Detroit. You've got Gerald R. Ford Museum in Grand Rapids. So if you're a history buff, there's plenty of stuff for you guys to do in Michigan. Con number 6, we are back to the weather again. Lake effect snow. Like I started talking about earlier, lake effect snow is a phenomenon here in Michigan, usually along Lake Michigan, because what's happening is the winds are going east over Lake Michigan and drawing a bunch of moisture and cold, drawing a bunch of moisture out of Lake Michigan and dumping it on us. So lake effect snow is very unique, as in, there can be no snowstorms anywhere in the U.S., but yet we could be under a winter storm warning here in West Michigan. Now, Detroit area, Lansing, they're not really going to get a whole lot of that lake effect snow. It's more going to be the snow belts along the lake shore that gets that heavy lake effect snow. And heavy lake effect snow is super unique because you'll be driving thinking you're in a blizzard, and then all of a sudden the sun is shining. It's the craziest thing, but you have to experience it to understand it. Pro number 6 is the educational opportunities here in Michigan. Michigan is full of blue ribbon certified schools. You've got University of Michigan, you've got Michigan State and Lansing, you've got some really top-notch universities out here in Michigan. So if you're looking for good schools for your kids, or if you're just looking to move here to go to any of these schools, don't worry, you will have plenty to choose from here in West Michigan and around Michigan. And here comes con number 7. Remember me talking about the fact that Detroit has had economic issues? That's because parts of Michigan are very economically dependent on the automotive industry. So you could look at that as a con, because if the automotive industry goes really far down, like we've seen in the past, that's when areas like Detroit and some of these areas that have a lot more car manufacturing in them tend to go down and follow that with it. And the last pro, number 7. Remember, we said the con of seasonal changes, but it is also a pro. So it's going to be the seasonal changes and the seasonal variety here in Michigan. Like I said, that was one of the number one things that the folks that I have helped relocate to Michigan talk about all the time, is they are coming here for the 4 seasons, like folks from California and from Arizona and Texas, different parts of Texas. They want change. They want variety. And a lot of those states, they're just hot all the time. and they want variety. So the four seasons are a great thing. And what also comes along with the four seasons is the fact that there's so much stuff to do in each one of those seasons. So we will talk more and go really in depth on that stuff in another video. So there you have it. 7 pros and 7 cons of living here in Michigan. Now this list, I busted through it. I didn't give a ton of information for each of those, but what was your favorite pro? What was your favorite con, if you want to say your favorite con? Throw it down in the comment section. I would love to know what you guys think about Michigan. Are you thinking about moving here? Or do you already live here? I would love to get some conversations going in the comment section. Again, if you're looking to relocate to Michigan, I am a relocation specialist, so do not hesitate to reach out to me. I can help you move here to Michigan, give you all the nitty-gritty of living here. I've lived here my entire life, so I'm probably a good guy to talk to about it. So whether you're looking to move here in a month, a year, 10 years from now, it does not matter. Reach out to me. I would love to get a conversation going with you to explore the option of relocating here to Michigan. I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.